Now, the country is currently experiencing another severe drought that is putting millions of lives in danger. The situation is set to get even worse if what experts are predicting is anything to go by. Tonight, on our news segment, Behind the Headlines, we focus on the drought situation and the looming humanitarian crisis. Let's now take a general perspective of the drought situation in the country and what that has done in the last couple of months. Now, over 1.6 million people are at risk of starvation as a result of the current drought, wreaking havoc in parts of the country. The figure is expected to rise to 3 to 5 million people in coming months. Now, the most affected regions are parts of the Rift Valley, Eastern Province, Northeastern Province, and the coast, affecting 30 districts, I beg your pardon, across the country. Now, in addition, millions of heads of livestock could die because of the drought unless urgent action is taken to provide water for and mitigate against the water shortages. Now, already the ravages of the drought are beginning to be felt. Displaced families have begun migrating in search of water, pasture, and forage. Now, there are reports that several schools as well in the affected areas have been closed as families struggle with the effects of the drought. Now, this year's drought is said to be one of the most serious in this decade. The last one having occurred in 2007 to 2009, and previous ones also having occurred in 1998 to 2001. Now, Kenya's agriculture is largely rain-fed. 60% of economic activities rely on weather condition. 90% of calamities are also weather-related. Now, we'll also take a final look at what the government says in this situation. The government has, however, said the drought situation cannot be termed a national disaster just yet. However, the Kenya Red Cross Society has launched a national appeal for 1.9 billion shillings to assist 1.8 million people in the next 6 months. Again, those statistics, 3 to 5 million people are expected to be in dire need of food aid in the next few months, at least in the next coming 6 months. We'll stay with that story throughout the week. And for now, we are staying with that story in focus. For more on that, we'll hear from my colleague, Michael. Michael?
Thank you very much, Beatrice. Indeed, thousands of families are fleeing their homes in search of water and pasture. And the situation is indeed grim. Here's KTN's Judy Koskei with the latest pictures from Northeastern, one of the most affected regions.
It's a drought that is slowly bringing down everyone and everything it comes across. Even the king of the desert slowly succumbing to it. Those lucky to face yet another day in this bare, rocky wilderness in Northeastern, on the trail in search of what is left of the drought that is ravaging various parts of the country. And in the scorching sun, one which makes an already desperate situation worse. Searching for what should be a right, what to them is life, the only thing that will perhaps help them survive this extreme weather for some time. The burden of a community now living in the bareness of nothing. A community where mothers, instead of taking care of their families, are trekking for miles in search of water, fearing nothing in this bandit-prone region. A community whose children go to school no more. They accompany their mothers in search of what is priority to them. People engulfed in a calamity in the making. In this primary school in Burgabo, Marsabit, just like in Garissa and Mandera, the few children who attend classes, if the schools are not closed, lazily do what any other child their age should do, the number of dropouts increasing by the day as the drought bites harder.
We had about an enrollment of 150 before, but since the drought occurred, because of the situation that the school cannot manage to contain, it has no food, it has no other learning facilities, the children remained outside in their villages. The few we have now, we have about 37 people in the school. Those are the ones that the parents are staying around.
It's a story of a people who have learned to share what they are left with relief being the only rubber stamp of life. And even as the Kenya Red Cross continues with the water tracking and is stocking animals for over 3,000 families in severely affected areas, a possible calamity many children, women and the old will hardly run away from becomes real. Judy Koskei, KTN Prime.